Hey everybody, I'm coming back with another episode of my adrenal fatigue recovery series. This should be number 6, I think. I don't have anything specific to talk about today, but there's a few things that I've noticed that I think were worth noting. So the main thing is the fact that previously, when I was completely bottomed out, I noticed that in situations where I would otherwise get excited or, have adrenaline rush or that cortisol response, like training, for example, or in, an action movie or something like that, where you get that rush. I didn't get any of that ever, regardless of what I was doing. Just completely flatline, basically nothing, no response to anything exciting. My adrenals just didn't have the juice to elicit any kind of response to stress, whether it was positive or negative. So what I've noticed now is that I am starting to get that response again, and I'm starting to get a lot more when I train. I've still kept my training the same, like I talked about. I'm probably going to change up my movements and stuff here soon, but as far as everything's still submaximal, volume's exactly the same, all that stuff. So I'm starting to get that response a little bit while I train, and I'm getting a little bit of that rush, where I'm definitely getting an adrenaline response, epinephrine, all that good stuff. But I wouldn't say that it's anything, anything substantial, but I'm definitely noticing it just from, paying close attention to it. And I noticed too on Sunday when we had our open house for our gym that I definitely had a huge response there. I mean, obviously that was a situation where it was exciting, you would expect that you would feel like that, but I didn't, just because I haven't felt like that with anything for a long time. So, I did get a good rush. I felt like my dopamine was pretty elevated, my adrenaline was elevated and all that stuff, and I was able to talk to people and be social without feeling too run down, because when you don't get that response, it's really hard to be social. I mean, I don't have any problem talking to people. I do it every day, obviously. It's emails, but still, your attitude and stuff can still be shown through in emails. But anyhow, I noticed that I was just able to interact with people better. I was more positive, my mood was better, all that stuff. But with that being said, now I have also noticed that my adrenals and my just body's response to stress is still not 100%, because after that situation, I totally was dumped on my ass. I felt horrible for the next at least 3 hours. We got up early Sunday, went in, did some stuff, made sure everything was ready to go. I had the open house, and I came back home in the evening, and I had some emails and stuff to do, a program to do, and my intention was to just do it when I got home. I think it was probably 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock, something like that. And I just couldn't even function. I mean, I felt like I couldn't walk around, couldn't hold my eyes open, and felt like just completely limp and lifeless. So I laid down and took about a 30-minute nap, and I think I passed out before my head even hit the couch cushion. And I woke up and I felt okay enough to get my work and stuff done. So I went and did everything I needed to do, and was completely spent for the rest of the night after that. But yeah, so there is a stress response. That response is starting to come back, but my body can only handle so much. So my point with all of this is that while I'm getting that good response in training again, I still have to be very careful, because if I ride that wave too hard and I push more than I know that I should, I'm just going to end up backtracking and feeling terrible again. So I'm kind of in that gray area where I can push, but it's not going to be of any benefit to me. So I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. Keep working my program. I have, like I said, I'm going to go back to the doctor again in December. Holy shit, that sun is bright. But I'm going to go back to the doctor in December, and we'll get my levels checked again, see where I'm at. I'm pretty confident that there's definitely going to be some improvement, and I think by December I'll definitely have a pretty substantial improvement over where I was when I started. I mean, that, like I said, that's about 6 months, so it's a good amount of time. I mean, adrenal insufficiency can take a while, but I don't see why I wouldn't be pretty well recovered by then. I feel like I'm in a good groove where I'm not overly impatient about the recovery process, where I'm not too antsy. I'm okay with how I look. You know, I know lost a little bit of fullness. I can't train as hard as I want. I can't do a lot of things I want, but I'm okay with it. I'll recover, and I think that doing a spring show, later spring, probably May time frame, will be realistic. I'm just gonna let my body rest the whole way through, and hopefully get a nice response at that point when everything's rested, because I haven't had everything functioning 100% before, and I was still able to get pretty darn lean. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now, guys. No changes in supplements, no changes in my sleep or nutrition or anything. I'm just slowly inching up the calories, and I think that's about it. I hope everyone's doing well.